let's return to the thankless grind that is Ryukyu, World Conquest Attempt number 2. So things are not looking good. Things are not looking good at all. It is 1764. I have a mere 50-something years left to go, and we're just slowly chewing our way through Germany. I'd love to go faster through Germany, but turns out forces like Munster have incredibly high fort defense. These accursed theocracies. Our manpower is so-so, just very slowly building back up. In fact, it's pretty appalling given the size of our nation. However, we did manage to 100% Austria. That is at least one thing. I could break him down a fair bit, but he is the emperor, so I wouldn't be able to annex him unless he lost emperorship. And even then, I don't think I'd really want to release him. Reason being is he's already got a whole bunch of cores on land that I have. So that's another thing I would have to consider. Another consideration is that he has enacted the Diplomatic Defence Act. 50% extra time and cost to core his land. So, thanks, Austria. Whatever else. Now, I stopped here last time because I wanted to think what on earth my next steps are going to be. I thought them through. I wrote them down. They're nothing groundbreaking, so let's just try and work through those. Also, my chat is showing absolutely nothing, so is this even live? Let me just check for a minute. Oh, it's not looking promising, but let's plough on anyway. Yes, I think I want to fully occupy Munster, as painful as that is, with these incredibly long sieges. And then once we've got Munster fully under our thumb, we can move on to the next part of the plan. Yeah. Okay, good start. The capital has fallen. Let's keep the conquest spree going. Now check that out. Each siege phase is 49 days long. And that's with 65% fort defense. So I'm not particularly looking forward to fighting in France. Just look at those fort defenses. 94, 84, 119.5! Ugh, town hall. Improved fortifications, local fortifications. Their national idea, their defensive idea, their luck, and their power projection. What do I get for my power projection? 10%. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, good. Munster's falling like a deck of cards here. Just need a little bit more cannon and we'll have this done like dinner. Dr. Ninstram says, Jake, did you gain any vassals in the last few streams? Well, this is me and my vassals. Russia, Nagai, Lithuania, Poland, Hungary, Ottomans, Brandenburg, and all the rest. That good old bug of when you reload a game, you lose all your trading in bonuses, but you gain them back the next month. France has now embargoed us. probably threatened by all these bonuses we have. Let's not waste manpower. I'm just going to leave only the artillery here. Only the artillery and one piece of infantry with our 3 siege general. Not bad. I know it's just a few sieges, but that is a nice stroke of luck for opening the game up, because each siege that doesn't fail, doesn't pass, is another couple of months to get the next tick. You know, I'm not going to see much prestige anyway. Ah, okay. Chat's getting back up, although now I've lost my chat screen. Let's get it back. Like I said, only the most professional streams here. Yeah, there we go. And back to it. Okay, so I got a couple hours before I gotta head off to work. So let's see if we can't do a few things around here. My religious unity is creeping up, which is fantastic. So let's keep on top of that. Eradicate Christians, for example. Now those are the Christians of Tokyo, no? Kyoto. They'll be fine. Vane says, can't wait to see Jake jump down the throat of the French meat grinder, who will be made into cheesy sausage. I am actually, despite my uhs about it, I am quite looking forward to fighting the French. It will be a challenge, to say the least, to say the very least. Right, I should get these troops somewhere where I can get them sorted out. Let's try and not march through horrible, atrocious land. The game doesn't seem to like to take into account your military access through HRE miners, or any HRE province, when drawing your route. Oh, come on, Jara. Please. Taking a bit of attrition, but not much. Don't forget to explore, Jake. I am exploring. Give me a break. There's only so much my mind can process here. Right, do I really need to 100% you for that one province? We'll wait until it ticks over. Absolutely disgusting. Oh, we've got enough on you, so you'll give Altmark back to Brandenburg. Oh, what about put my piece of paper here? Take lots of land. Okay. And break that France alliance. Their other alliances are pretty non-noteworthy. I mean, there's the Hansa, but boo bloody who to that. Quite want to take Berg. You, who are your friends? Anhalt, Lorraine, Palatinate. Sounds good. Sounds great. What else shall we take? Just about everything we can. It's going to be 2 wars to finish you off anyway, so let's just take what we can. And this looks fairly nice. Take all your money as well, because what is inflation? It's only 44 overextension for this fairly rich land, so that works out for me. And whilst we're at it, we're going to annex Cologne. Costs us no Diplo power, because that's how that is how holy wars work. At least that's what I want to say, but it cost me a little bit to return Altmark to Brandenburg. Not enough for me to care about, though. Got Brunswick. Nice little touches, though, that because I'm in an HRE war, these count as having access for coring range. At least I think that's how it's working. Can't really nail that one down. Jake, have you checked your relationship with Pegu and Korzan? Yes, I have. They're looking pretty schwanky. Oh, Jake, it's terrible. Arumba is doing a viewer EU4 game and he's having a hard time starting it, and the chat is spammy and filled with emoticons. Oh, it's horrible. It's not nice to lay into other people's channels. Now, how and what do I do with Austria? Hold on, I wrote this down as well. Take land. Genius. Do I take Württemberg or do I take Baden, though? That is the question. You have no alliances that I care that much about, to the extent where I have to break them. We'll take this. And all your money. Yeah. It's going to push me well over the overextension limit, but who really cares? You know, been there, done that. Yeah. Fine. Let's get chewing. Now that the war is over, yeah, I can no longer core these provinces because they don't count as being in my coring range because I'm not involved in an HRE war. What an interesting way of doing things. Now it pains me, but I'm really just going to have to core these horrible Austrian provinces. Is the next military technology really that important? The flying battery, huh? Probably not all that important. An extra pip in morale and shock. Well, fire is what matters. So, don't like leaving permanent garrisons of troops in these kinds of provinces, but they are mountainous. They should be fairly easy to defend. What I'm thinking in my head is, do I want to enact harsh treatment in these provinces? Well, I want to kill off these rebs. That's something I certainly want to do. Led by Jon Anton. Well, what I certainly want to do is release the Palatinate. Not the Palatinate, Cologne. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not incredibly important provinces. Oh yeah, part of the advantage of releasing a nation like that is that it makes the game rethink whether or not I have Casus Belli, so I don't have to wait till the turn of the month before I can start holy warring on my new foes. I just have to think if there's anything I want to do whilst at peace before doing that. Of course, if I end up at war with Austria again, it's going to delay these core creations, so just another thing I have to consider. I don't think I can release anyone around here. It's all just Munster cores. Munster's done very well, and that's a trend I tend to see a lot of. I wonder why Munster is so strong. Allied with Aachen and Palatinate. Austria and Pomerania. I don't really care about Pomerania, they're just sitting there, nothing important. Allied with Anhalt, Lorraine and the Palatinate. All titchy countries. It will take 28 months. Well, you know what, why not? We got plenty of these points anyway, we might as well put them to work. Not enough for poor Steiermark though. Do I use harsh treatment though? I'll do it in Verona. Well, you know, why not? It's only military points. I'll be mobbing people anyway. They may well still revolt, especially with those kind of modifiers, not to mention we're sitting at 124 overextension. Harumph. Let's defend those mountainous provinces. Oh, wait, that's Blatten. Why did I think that was my province? See, this is why I suck at Europa. Jake, whilst you're waiting, how about admin and religious unity? Something to think about. We're at 96. Well, there is no time for waiting. Let's just get holy warring. Austria, but oh, Bavaria's defender of the Catholic faith. Okay, that's a game changer. Well, you know who's not of the Catholic faith? Aachen Palatinate. Well, one of you guys will probably take over the war. Austria have dishonoured their military alliance of Anhalt. Great. Get to work, guys. There is no time. I must consume Germany. Aachen et al. Yeah, I think Brandenburg can take care of that himself. And speaking of Brandenburg, let's help him out. Oh jeez, where's that little file of mine? There we go. Yeah! Share the wealth. You know, Poland, you too. Get rich, my friends. Alright, Brandenburg is on the case. Meaning I can just deal with Aachen at my leisure. I just feel like I have so few troops around here, it's disgusting. Bloody Diplomatic Defense Act. Right, so when dealing with Aachen, we are again looking at ludicrous amounts of fort defense, so this is not going to be fun. Being told to give the money to Cologne, well, I shall consider that. 70, huh? You know what, the Mercs can deal with this. Get killing. Huh, so this is the Western tech advantage, is it? This is why Germany's so horrible, these enormous, enormous forts. Cologne's getting right on the case, spreading that animist faith at a rate of 6.3 per month. Good going. So level 5 fort means that I need 25 cannons to get the biggest bonus. Thanks, game. We'll do that, and then... Jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five go there, the rest split up. Deal with the other two. Whoever's left, make sure Anhalt fall. Well, Anhalt will fall fine with Brandenburg on the case. Probably has a fairly decent siege ability. Probably. Yeah, 24.8. Is that in their Brandenburgian ideas? When Paradox comes up with something new, they like to shoehorn it into everything. That said, I can't see it there. Maybe it's in the military idea group. Jake, aren't you in dire need to do the religious unity exploit? Not yet. I need to do it when Tech 29 becomes a possibility. And that won't be for another few years. They're allied with Austria. Bloody Bavaria. Lorraine, Milan, Hansa. All these guys are Catholic. Damn the Bavarian bloc. That's unfortunate. Bavaria is not someone I'm in a particularly good position to fight at the moment. Not with that 91 stack breathing down my neck. Bosnia, however, you're allied with Milan. And Milan is allied with some of the people I want to target, particularly Munster. I just wonder how receptive Milan would be. I can wholly war you at my leisure, but I somewhat doubt Austria is going to get involved at the moment, since he's so beaten down. Be a good opportunity to annex and release Milan, so let's do just that. There is no time. I knew Bosnia would come in use for something. Ooh, uncolonized Hawaii. Might just capitalize on that. Right, we've got more troops we can bring in here because I am desperate for more. Doesn't look like Austria is getting involved, but Milan certainly has. I'll need to keep a close eye on them. It's good to know I don't have to worry about the north. Also, it's not an HRE war, so Milan won't have access through the HRE. Probably can get it, but I probably don't have to worry about them getting involved up here. Those sieges will progress naturally slowly. It's a shame the Palatinate never got involved. Gotta chew up these electors. Austria's losing favour, which is very nice. Somebody with a weird name says, Jake, I was thinking this before, but won't you be running into problems if you keep vassalizing and not annexing, because eventually your dip points will become 0? That's not really a problem. Somebody else wants me to scroll out and show the diplomatic map mode. There you go. Shitatsu Holiday Home, Russia, Korea, Pegu, Korzan, Nagai, and all the rest. If you missed it, too bad. Okay, so he is marching on Verona. I don't want you to take Verona, but thankfully it's mostly plains down there, so I could just march face first into you. Oh no, no, you're gunning for the Pope! Even better. You gun for that Pope. In fact, gun for anything. Right, I actually want to discover these two lands, so patrol between these two. You should discover them, and you don't take attrition here for some reason, because your explorer has a little tiny bit of maneuver. Okay, Friula, come on, take on these guys. They're gagging for it. Oh. Oh dear. Austria did get involved. Well, that's going to stop my cores from progressing. It never gets any easier. Well, if that's the case. Well, as long as it's not Bavaria getting involved, I can't have too many complaints. Damn him, he's bunching up again. This is going to be all the fun of last time and then some. I like holding the defendable terrain, but spread out like this then. Never imagined Austria would have gotten involved after being kicked to the curb like that. Nor do I like the idea of him raising such an army so quickly after I took all his money. Well, just have to kill him. There's no two ways about that. I also have to pray that these provinces don't rise up in revolt. Alright, Hawaii, you're mine. Alttaker says, how is it going? World conquest still good? If by good you mean almost certainly not going to happen, then doing pretty good. Oh, we need our artillery over here. Not very good, but we'll have to do for now. Don't forget about Venice this time. Thanks for the heads up. Let's actually keep that blockade going. It's just cogs, but I'm sure nobody will attack us. They don't have a fleet after all. Boheimer Walled on the 9th. That's after they get there. Ah, but they've changed course. That'll be an instant wipe. This province is just plains, though. They'll only take a river crossing penalty. I got some pretty damn good generals too. Pains me to pull that half-decent sieging general, but I need every edge I can get over here. Yeah, they changed their mind pretty swiftly there. Alright, what'll it be?